Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Brony Show, episode 627. I am your host here to bring you the Brony community for this week. I am Circuit Main, but I'm also joined here by my wonderful group of panelists here to also bring you the Brony community for this week. We are joined by DM21.
Hey, y'all.
Tech Stallion.
Hey.
Toakoi.
Yep.
And Suki of the Taku Ascended, who is currently away at the moment or rebooting his stuff. But yes, we're here to bring you the Brony community for today. And there's Suki.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I literally just came around from the backside of the desk to hooking stuff up.
So Suki of the Taku Ascended.
Hi. That's all you missed.
But yes, we're here to bring you the Brony community for this week, and today, of course, is a special holiday here in the United States called Memorial Day. This is a day to celebrate the brave people of the military who gave their lives during both World War I and World War II, which among others. It mostly centered around that, but it's kind of spread out to the point where it's basically one of two big days that we use to celebrate our veterans, the people who spent several years, if not more, to keep our country safe and protected. So that's why we have the wonderful equestrian royal guard there, in many of its forms, to give our thanks in our own small, weird, but fun way. But yes, of course, for the show today, we're going to be taking it easy. We're going to be relaxing because it is also a holiday, which means it's time to chill, time to relax, to enjoy ourselves. And what better way to do so than to enjoy some Brony video. And in this case, we're going to be going back to one of our favorite video content creators who have been working on their finale. And the finale that they're doing is it's a 5-part series split between two different creators, encompassing a wide, basically a massive thing. This is, of course, Mystery Brony Theater 4000, who is doing World's Incarnation, which is going to be the finish of Mystery Brony Theater. And of course, it's being split along with Bright Idea Punny, who is also doing a kind of their side of the events. As it's going on, it's a whole big to do, and they currently released part 4 as of a few days ago. Well, a week and a half ago. And I believe that they only have one part left to finish. So I figured this would be a good time to show it off, talk a little bit about it, and get people hyped up and excited and ready for the finale, which is, of course, soon to come. And give them, plenty of opportunity to be prepared. Plus, what better way to enjoy a holiday than a little bit of a popcorn flick situation? But, of course, before we do that, we got to warm up our vocal cords, give it a little bit of ourselves and what is going on with ourselves. And what better way to do that within a big, old, heaping, helping double dose of wub. So, I would like to ask all of you, as we do every week, what's up, bronies?
Well, over the past week, I've had to put an extra 30 miles riding a bike. Well, 10 miles, actually, but hey, that's work. And I have to do it again this week. But I will have fat checks, and I will be happy. Yay, 40 hours. I know I have minor complaint, but that's just what I've been dealing with.
Now, at least you'll get paid for it at the end, which is pretty nice.
Yep. I'll take the money, but whenever I told my boss, yeah, I've been working in 6 days in a row now. She went, you only had one day off? Rattle, rattle. And went, oh. So that tells me stuff, but hey, I'll take the money and run.
Dragon Ball Daima. I actually did check that. I did finish that up when it was initially airing. I thought it was pretty good. It feels like a kind of feels like a Dragon Ball fanfic that was actually animated.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, which honestly, I think after Z, everything it kind of feels like that, because we basically got 3 different offshoots if you really think about it. We got Daima, we got Super, and we have GT, and all of them have like separate stories. So at this point, it's basically a pick your poison situation.
Which is not a bad thing. I mean, some people might consider Daima more canon than anything else, and Super to follow it because, you know, Toriyama involvement.
Well, yeah, but Toriyama was also involved in Super.
I said GT. GT's the only one that he wasn't involved with, aside from designing Super Saiyan
And
4.
GT, in my opinion, is the worst out of the 3.
We'll not get into that one. That's a whole discussion. That's a different discussion for a different thing altogether here.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I got news from. Apparently, I'm allowed to have alcohol on my medication again because it was actually a different medication that I used to take that I'm no longer taking. That was the cause for my complications while under the influence. So tonight I'm gonna crack some open after What's Up with Brony.
That's awesome. Speaking of which, I'm enjoying a nice little concoction of Fizzy Izzy on my part. Though, admittedly, maybe this might not be the wisest choice, because I'm not gonna lie. After the show last week, it had finally occurred. We now have the roommate has left, and the Brony Show house is now just me here at the Brony Show house. Only problem is that at the same time, our temperatures went up to the 80s plus, and I think I just got bombarded with something. Because, yeah, I've just been feeling completely off, low energy, just completely out of sorts. It's really, really sucky.
Yep.
So right now, it's either a toss-up between allergies or maybe a summer cold, or maybe even both, really. It's hard to tell. But I've been getting better, but I'm still kind of out of it, and unfortunately now I'm kind of feeling a little less with it. So maybe the alcohol, maybe the Fuzzy Izzy wasn't a great move on my part. Yeah.
It sounded like a good idea at the time to you.
Yep. So yeah, I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna put in voice text insanity. I'm gonna put a picture that basically was what I dedicated a good bit of today to. Where now my my desk space is an absolute nightmare.
Wow.
Yeah, but that is
So-
that is a nightmare I would love to have at some point.
Yeah, but so basically on the left is is if I ever have to work from home, that's the setup. And then personal stuff is of course on the right. And here's the fun here's the fun part I just realized. These are the 2 monitors on the left were from a past job. I haven't used them in like a year or so. They turn on. That's the good thing. They turn on. They're good. Here's the problem. I just discovered they only connect visually via DVI or DisplayPort.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very-
you're gonna need an adapter.
Surprisingly
Yeah.
limited.
And the hub, the little hub thing that I have that hooks everything over to that MacBook that's in there is
HDMI,
yeah.
right? Yeah, of course.
It's HDMI thing. So basically, that just means I gotta, like, in fact, I can order, like, I don't even need that long of a cord. I need like a 3-foot, DVI to HDMI.
Yeah, I actually had something similar happen with a big screen TV that I have downstairs and a emulation station that I'm slowly building up. I think it was a video port, a display port, and the TV also HDMI. Just got a cord that literally is it was from Walmart. It was a 3-foot video display port one and HDMI on the other, easy plug-in.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I absolutely get that.
And especially in today's days, today's world, I can more than likely I can bring up Amazon and probably have something by the next morning.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I got this cool new ballpoint mouse that I was missing from because I used to have one, but it broke during the move or some time before then, and I've been using the new one that just came in, and it's been treating me pretty nicely.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it sounds like everybody's having at least a kind of a reorganization and cleaning up of one's life and self, which is, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to re-see everything that you have and really get things together.
Yeah, because hell, I mean, part of that too was, oh god, I still got a vacuum in here.
Oh,
I gotta do that. I'm trying to decide whether I'm gonna re-straighten out the. I don't know what happened, but my chair mat that's immediately underneath me is now just. It's bunched up against the wall and shit now for some reason. I don't know how that happened. But it's also being weighed down by desks, so it's like just trying to move this thing is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I actually had a bit of a weird achievement because I now the roommate is finally out and I have the place to myself. I actually cleared off a spot on the kitchen counter. And I made calzones, and I had plenty of room to mess around with dough and flour instead of having to work on a little kitty corner and have flowers shoved everywhere on cups and stuff. It was nice. It was actually really surprisingly nice. The calzones were also delicious. All right. Let's see. Any other What's Up Brony going on here? Well, a little bit of kind of a What's Up Brony. I'm going to be checking out a convention that I think is actually next week. Let me double check the dates. Just let me in already. What are you doing to me? Oh, I definitely gotta open that up for later. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, a Furality, furry online VR convention. I'm gonna be attending that this weekend. I attended it last year. I didn't do too much of it though, but now I'm gonna try to do a little bit more. Be a little bit more energetic about it, so I'm gonna be checking that out. It's gonna be really fun. So sorry, I'm obviously my brain is fuzzed up. Please bear with me. I'm gonna be checking out Virality. I got the Brony Show house to myself. I'm apparently dealing with allergies or a bug or both. I don't know which. Maybe I'm just old. Maybe old age just finally decided to slap me with a hammer or something. I don't know what's happening. I'm alright though, I think. I got booze.
We'll live.
I'm hoping I'm alive. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna I gotta try to take it easy. Maybe I gotta start blowing up the AC a lot harder than I have been to. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough griping and groaning there. Anybody else have any other quick What's Up Bernie to throw out? Alright, I'd say that's a good indication for us to go ahead and get started with our news. And of course, we're going to start off as we normally do with the pony convention scene. So, we had one convention that just wrapped up. What was it? Something awesome?
Something social.
Something social, right. Yeah, they just finished wrapping up. I do not know if they're going to have any highlight videos or anything of the sort. I really hope they do. I was so busy with the impending move out and then cleaning up afterwards. Actually, you know what? I gotta admit, I had my most. I'm an adult, and I just found this exciting moment. You know, when you realize you are an adult because you did something that only an adult would find some amazing satisfaction and happiness with. In my case, we all have toilets. Let's face it, we all have toilets. But I had really bad toilets where they had some really nasty hard water stains on them that I could not get to come clean for the life of me. For years, they look terrible, but they don't actually affect anything, and they're not bad. They just look horrible. but they've been there for years and years and years. I don't even remember. I almost wonder if they were there when I moved in. That's how long we've had them. But what ended up happening is I got cleaning supplies, including one that I decided to try on a whim. And I let it just sit and soak in the toilet bowl for about an hour while I was doing general cleaning. And when I went to scrub out, and it's just like suddenly it all came flaking off, and it's just like, oh my god, my toilet is solid white. I have never seen it like this. It is such a miracle. It was such an adult achievement. It's like, I cleaned my toilet and it's white. Such a stupid thing to be happy about, but I'm happy nonetheless because, it's just one of those things, I guess. Anyway, something social. Yeah, they finished the convention. I'm hoping that they do have videos or things. I think they have a Twitch channel that would probably at least have the videos as is. But so if you missed out on it, you might be able to still catch up on some past reels. But there's hopefully next time. But what we do have coming up, we have Epona Fest that's coming up in Italy. That's just in a few short days, so that's an exciting time, especially if you are in Italy. But if you're not in Italy, there's also the Dropa Vampire Birthday Fest, which is a birthday music festival that was at first kind of a small social thing, and then it just kind of ballooned into its own little event that is going to be happening this weekend. And I'm hoping to get that to check that out too, because that sounds like fun and exciting times. Then after that, of course, the next week we have Everfree Encore, another music festival that's in Oslo, Germany. It's going to be in a big camping area. That's going to be really awesome it's going to be awesome for whoever can go there to check out. And then there's a convention that does not exist, but it's still here. There's a Pony Con that is going to be at the Festival Fantasy over in let's see, in the Czech Republic. So this is a pony thing that is in the middle of a Czech Republic thing. And of course, the Full Spectrum Fest Refractions, an online music festival, will be happening in Ponytown. That is happening the same weekend. So pretty much almost every single week, almost every single week, and has something cool coming up, and one thing that does not exist. And then we have more and more stuff coming up, but we'll get to that as we get closer. Schrodinger's Expo. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much what it is Schrodinger's Expo at this point. But yeah, that is it up for the pony conventions. We are excited to announce that we're pretty much cemented for Everfree. And I am cementing plans for Ponyville Cider Fest. So I'm getting excited because I am going to be going to those two, and then it's time to plan for the next pony conventions, which may very well be HarmonyCon this year.
Our train will never end.
The train, I'll never get off the train. They're gonna have me dragging in the back. I'm just gonna be there with a tin of beans and the old gray man's beard. I'm in my age. Hey, let me on the train. I'm still young and hip. Anyway, where was the Epona Fest? It's in Italy. Epona Fest is in Cremona, Italy. So zoom in. Yep. You can see it's near San Crico. And you can see it's in the Borgo Loreto region next to Marcella, which is also the Cremona region here, right here. Which you can see, boy, this is fun, isn't it? Which you can see it is due southeast of Milano.
Milano, Italy.
Yep. And very, very north of Firenze. I also got Genova over there. And it's no.
And you know we're American yet.
I was gonna make a dumb joke about it being a short drive from Monaco, but I think somebody would slap me for that. It's just a short drive from Monaco.
I was gonna call JonTron on the Magic Short Bus.
But yes, speaking of conventions, we do have some convention announcements. First off, BronyCon, the Russian Brony convention over in Moscow. It has been scheduled, which is surprising. It's going to be on the 13th and 14th of September. Of course,
I'm more surprised.
Of course, it looks like the best way to keep on tabs of it. No, leave me alone. You know what? You'll figure it out if you have Twitter. Unfortunately, I don't.
Use the name it goes by now because screw that man.
There's a lot going on with that, but yeah, we don't have a Twitter anymore. That's pretty much the blunt of it. But yeah, BronyCon is still happening, which is really exciting. There was some concerns that it might not happen because of other things that are happening over there, but you know, apparently it's good. Good enough, at least. But along with that, Everfree Northwest is due to come up near the end of August, and they just started to bring out the hype. They have announced Nicole Oliver as a guest, it happens quite a lot, but it's still pretty awesome to see Princess Celestia once again popping in. They have also announced comic artists Sarah Richard, Andy Price, and Tony Fleeks and Tom Zaller. They have also announced, you know what? Actually, here we go. Yeah, Tom Zaller. Here we go. The comic artist and Tony Fleeks. Very prolific artist. Tom Zaller, I've seen around a bit. I don't recall his style right off the bat, but I do believe I would recognize it if I saw it. Of course, we have Vincent Tong, who is our
5-year waifus.
He's our Featherbanks. He's the other waifu thief, but he's also Sandbar, so he's kind of a klutzy. Along with that,
the big lady, he got death by Snoo.
We also got Sarah Richard and Andy Price. These are two amazing comic artists. Andy Price, I've already talked about Andy Price till the end of time.
We are not done talking about Andy Price. He is a national treasure, protected at all cost.
Oh no, he's amazing. Sarah Richard, however, she has some amazing art if you really look into it. Some of you might remember from the comics the Cinco de Mayo figure ponies. And yes, I before anybody says anything, I get it.
Yeah, I was gonna
I was looking up Andy Price just to see if just to confirm he wasn't Canadian. after Toa said he's a national treasure.
Oh god, no! I hope he's our national treasure, because if he's somebody else's, that's not gonna end well.
Oh, but yeah, it says he's American.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they didn't. Wikipedia doesn't say born, but he went to. Apparently, he is a graduate of Austin High School in Decatur, Alabama. So
sweet.
Still lives in Alabama. Cool.
But yeah, Sarah Richard, known for some really amazing art that I think it's kind of a watercolor denotion there. Okay, yeah. We got...
Also, the fact that Twilight Sparkle in the mask is worth so much money.
Yeah, just a lot of the art is amazing, and just having her there, which also means that you could probably get prints of some of this stuff, is going to be freaking amazing to get to.
The Day of the Dead artwork is so beautiful.
Yeah, she's an amazing artist. Andy Price is my go-to. He's my end all be all, and I'm going to try my best to get a commission from him to pick up at Everfree. I'm not talking like a simple 10-minute face sketch. No, I want to see if I can get something really crazy out of him.
Okay, it is Sarah. I thought her full name was Samantha for a moment. Never mind.
Not Sarah. But yeah, crazy amazing art.
I'm laughing at what Short just said in the voice text insanity. So he's got mad hacking skills.
Suki, are you gonna slice the database? Are you gonna crack it open?
I'm gonna pretend I knew anything you just said.
That's a joke. Nobody knows what I just said. It's Hollywood's attempt at trying to sound awesome.
Thanks, Shaggy.
But yes, those are the announcements so far, which means that there may be more to come in the near future. But the fact that we already got Andy Price announced is already just a woo in my book. That is such a woo for me.
Woohoo.
Alright, then,
Woohoo.
who wants to feel challenged?
Now, do you mean in regular life or just in how you do art?
Honestly, how you do art. Because the artist training ground has been announced for Equestria Daily. And it looks like there's actually... I kind of was wondering about this because they announced it was going to be the same date that Cal Payne was going to be doing his artist training ground for Blue Sky. But it looks like they are working together on this one. So what appears to be happening is it's going to be an alternating day situation where Cal Payne is going to be announcing a prompt for one day, and then Equestria Daily is going to be announcing a prompt for the next day, and it'll just go back and forth with central themes around specific days all the way to the end. Like the first one being Pony taking its first steps, or Pony starting a journey, the graduation of the 30th, the midpoint, and also when they do the catch-up days and things like that. So
Teamwork makes the dream work.
So, yep. If you wanted to if you were worried about which one you're going to participate in, it looks like you can do them both. They're both going to be happening at the same time. So both are completely available to participate and enjoy and draw.
So basically, I'm going to use this meme. Oh boy, 2 cakes!
Pretty much. Oh boy, 2 cakes. But yes, this is for anybody who is encouraged to draw. Whether you are just a basic beginner and you can barely draw stick ponies without you can barely draw stick ponies without them looking horrible, or if you're a seasoned professional that has done it for years and you just want something to cut your teeth on and maybe challenge yourself a little bit. Either way you go, any and all skills are welcome. So I do hope everybody is willing and able to participate. And I will be doing my best to participate as well this year. Alright, next! More G5 toys over in China. By Dinosaur, of course. Dinosaur has popped up some more little G5 bubbles. Or that's the best way to put them. Little balls with pony heads on them, but when you open them up, you got little pony figures with little toys inside of them. So, basically, it's Pony Pocket.
Pony Pocket, yeah.
It's basically Pony Pocket, but it looks like it comes with a figure, a little figure toy, what best way to put it. Because in this case, got a little bookshelf right there. But it also has a bunch of stickers, bracelet. So yeah, it's a little toy of plenty essentially. Which is still pretty cool. Little Pony Pocket thing going on. Oh, yeah, nothing too big to write home about, but nothing too bad either. Get a nice little middle of the road. Now, here's a mixed thing. IDW, they have announced comics. Kind of. So, it looks like ponies and comics are still happening. However, new stuff might be a little bit fewer and far than expected. Because the latest reveals from IDW are the Holiday Comic Book, the Sweetest Collection, and Friendship is Spooky. So the Sweetest Collection, of course, it says it itself in the description that it collects the Friendship is Magic 63 and 72, Friends Forever 12 and 22. Basically, comics that centered around baking, desserts, and caking. So yes, the confectioner's delight of comics are being put together into a collection for anybody and all. The next one, of course, is the holiday collection, which will have a bunch of holiday specials, including Flying Reindeer, The Toy and the Mouse. It was the night before Heartswarming Eve. This one, I'm gonna admit, I wasn't sure if it was a compilation until I saw this image of basically Tweedledum and Tweedledum are doing another holiday toy, except this one wasn't a horrible cheap plushie knockoff. They're building a whole franchise about a friendly Wendigo that gives you gifts.
Yeah, Wendy the Wendigo, I think.
Yeah, Wendy the Wendigo.
I'm hesitant on this.
Well, these ones.
It's one of the.
I mean, it's a bunch of Wendy the Wendigo. Yeah, Wendy the Wendigo.
Yeah.
But,
If
yeah.
I recall correctly, some of the stories from the comics for the holiday Christmas comics in particular, I didn't. Some of them I didn't.
Basically, it's a compilation of all the stories that fit in that theme. Which honestly,
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
it
the
could
comic-
be a fun thing just to grab. But
the stories were kind of mixed, but they weren't bad either. And if you didn't get a chance to pick up the comics when they came out, this is a great opportunity to get them. Because of course, some of the art was done by Tony Fleeks and Andy Price. Oh, look at that! I mean, you could easily identify Andy Price's work right here in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd still say it's worth a look, especially if you just want a nice little collection of pony comics for the holiday. And of course, they also had the Friendship is Spooky, which just deals with a bunch of Friendship is Magic issues, which had our ponies dealing with more spooky things, like when they all became bat ponies for a little while.
the invasion of the body snatchers, aka the Apple.
No,
invasion.
this wasn't. No. Well, no. No. These were just bad apples, literally, just a bunch of apples that needed to be destroyed, and they turned themselves into fruit bats to attack them. But we did get names like
Bat ponies.
this is
And I
probably
love it.
this is probably the saddest name for a bat pony, Twilight Sparkling. I mean, the other ones that we got
a reference to a movie that
it's still
isn't that bad. But,
no, it's bad. It's bad. It's all bad. It sucks. And considering we got Rainbow Bite, Nosferarity, Drinky Pie, and Appledrack, Twilight Sparkling
The table.
Twilight Sparkling is just as bad as Twilight Flopple. We literally did not have. There was just no good name.
Yeah.
By the way, anybody who draws Nosferarity, you immediately get a gold star.
Also, the fact that Rainbow Bite is also another reference to Rainbow Bright.
Well, that's fair enough. But yes, all of these are compilations, so IDW is still doing comics, but they're not doing anything new just yet. So, yeah, I'm bated breath on that one if they're still coming out with new stuff, or we're just going to get compilations now until until Doomsday, or they lose a license.
Well, in fairness, if they don't know what Hasbro is planning on stuff, why should they,
I'm going to leave that one alone because there's reasons they can. But I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not a business person. Instead,
Yeah, that's
I'm
a
going to talk
main
about
issue.
I'm going to talk about this 15.ai. Now, but immediately we already know AI is a horrible, troublesome beast of a thing that is getting shoved down everybody's throats and will probably end up dying out as some sort of wannabe thing in a few years from now, except being in search engines. God, I hope so. But before it became a massive problem, there was a few fun things that were out there that allowed us to have a little bit of silly humor with it. And 15AI was one of those things which allowed us to do pony voice samples. Now, the reason I'm bringing it up is as much as I'm still really on the fence about using AI for anything. At least with this particular AI, I'm okay with it to an extent. because you can tell it's AI.
I have learned all there is to know about the cheat. Now I can answer emails with boxing gloves on.
It's still janky. It's weird. It's got the static. That I'm okay with that AI because you can tell it's AI. You immediately know it's AI. Thus, you can have fun with stupid stuff. But if somebody
I pray
tries,
AI doesn't get too much more traction because of all the hurtful and.
It literally cannot get more traction than it has. It has gotten so. Oh, it's basically one. It's
I meant further in development, like not being able to distinguish real from fake, even more than we have right now.
No! None of that.
I said more than we have.
No! Just no.
Right
No. I get it. I don't like it. I'm just talking about 15 AI. Nothing else.
Okay.
We are leaving the rest of it alone. We're gonna move on then. Wild means. So this is, speaking of people doing stupid stuff. So yeah, wild mains, fun wild mains. Actually, this is really funny because this one deals with basically what happened when people found cell phones and social media. Everybody tried to become jackass. So yeah, the vlogger immediately starts to try to become more daring and doing stupid stuff in order to make their vlog more exciting. Because one person said that their blog is boring. Oh no, one person said I'm boring. I'm gonna have to change everything because one person said it. Seriously, don't read into what one or even a few people say. Do what you love. Because it's not what... Unfortunately, the problem is that there are people that really love what you say and do. It's just that unfortunately they don't say anything because they're loving what you're doing. I wish they would.
You don't always have to get a comment to know that people are enjoying your stuff.
Yeah. Just put it out there because you enjoy it. And those who enjoy it with you will enjoy it for the right reasons.
And if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you'll hate what you're doing.
Yeah. You'll hate what you're doing, or people will demand more of you, and it'll become a death spiral of stupid. There's just a lot of crap going on with that.
Until you're only known for that one specific area, and you can't branch out to the other area.
Well, I mean, look at us. We've done this for how long, and are we famous? No. Do we still do it about every Monday? Yes, because we care and we like hanging out.
I still enjoy doing it. It's my passion.
But you know what I'm getting at there a second.
Yeah, and the good thing is I'm actually feeling better in the head, so that's also a nice little bonus.
Yay, self-help!
Well, a little bit more of that and more. I think my chair is actually trying to kill me. But that's another problem. That's a problem for the other day.
That's Future Circuit's problem.
That's Future Circuit's problem. Unfortunately, Future Circuit's tomorrow. Anyway. But yeah, honestly, it is a fun little thing to check out, especially for remembering those old. Don't be. Not everybody wants a jackass duplicates. Just be yourself. But it's still a good lesson. It's message, all that fun stuff. And now, with that out of the way, it's time to go to the best part, where we challenge people to actually be creative, to express themselves and challenge themselves in ways that only they can. We, of course, do that with our challenge of the week. And, of course, this week, our challenge by Random Spinning Wheel was forgot to do the dishes. How could you? How could you forget to do the dishes? They're the most important thing. They got piled up in the dishwasher and in the sink and on the side of the counter. And they're 5 piles high. But along with that, there was also a protest. There was also a protest initiative challenge, wasn't there?
There was a
No.
what? Was there?
I don't know. I keep trying to say it. People keep interrupting me.
Well, you know what they say, Circuit.
What?
Try again.
I guess so. I kept trying and trying again.
God,
Whatever the schedule giveth, the dispatcher taketh away.
Wow. Wise words.
Man.
Wise, confusing words. So what
Like
was our
trains.
So what was our protest initiative challenge anyway?
Our protest initiative challenge this week is The Brony Show 167. Let's change the world's incarnation so far starts in a few minutes on your favorite Brony Show streams.
Did I what?
He does,
Did I
he
typo
does this
that?
deliberately to hurt me, doesn't he?
I
Oh. I actually thought
Rain,
I typoed
rain.
that for a minute. What? Why did you do
no,
Rain, rain, rain.
I can't read. My eyes are painted on. No, the protest initiative challenge this week is somewhere. What is it? French fries. That's right. It's French fries.
No,
It
last
was?
week.
No,
Oh
Stop,
shit!
Stop that!
That's
You're
right.
killing me.
you've gone too far.
The protest
You're killing
protest
me,
initiative
you
challenge
are
this week is
killing
rain.
me.
Rain.
Wait.
Let it rain on me.
Hey, Rainy.
Hi.
I would like to present Rainy as the protest initiative challenge. I didn't create Rainy, but Rainy is here, and Rainy is amazing.
Yes,
Hi.
they are.
I like coffee.
Me too.
I do too, but I think I may have been having too much of it lately.
Coffee, coffee, coffee.
20 cups, or you're not a true coffee drinker.
I had to lower it down over time because I think it's been causing massive energy crashes for me.
Oh, that started like many years ago. That's why I'm always tired.
Well, so for the training ground, I drew this. This was honestly, this is surprising work for me because the actual sketch out I did while I was at the laundromat in over 20 minutes, I just immediately went into line arting today while I was just chilling out and coloring. I think the whole process maybe took about 2 hours. And I'm kind of proud of it in a way. Because, yeah, 2 hours is not a bad amount of time for somebody who's still learning. The form looks it does look like a pony. It looks like it's running. I mean, the legs might need a little work, but it's not so bad altogether.
Not so bad.
You definitely have the running pose down. The only thing I would critique of this is you went a little anthro on the legs.
Well, I kind of had to look like it was running. I think the only thing I could think of, maybe I could have shortened the legs a little bit, but at the same time, maybe I'd actually make them fatter around the between the knee and the thigh. At least in the back leg. Definitely, I should have fattened up the back leg a little bit. I don't know. What do you think, Cole? Dust?
Hi.
I think it looks cute.
That works. But the joke kind of writes itself. You have Circuit Main running with a tub of dishes to try to get out into the rain with them because it's free water.
That's so funny enough. I went to wipe down my dashboard of my new truck in the rain. I just held the cloth out, got it wet, wiped down, held it back out, kept wiping down.
That's method to the madness. It works.
Take your solution.
So I really feel this right now because that was my Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was more of an exercise in trying to get proportions right in a quicker manner. Basically, trying to draw it and then move on, not get stuck on trying to draw the line perfectly, but trying to draw it good enough. So that's also why I probably would have redrawn that leg more than a few times the moment I saw that it was a little too thin there, but now I just ran with it. I get the joke.
I like the detail in the teeth.
Yeah. There's lots of little bits, and I'm starting to get more and more involved. The expression, I'm starting to get a little bit better. The teeth, I'm getting a little bit better. How the hair would move as I'm moving around a little bit better. At least I'm starting to get a little more cemented on the air. They're huge, but I think I'm okay with that. Maybe I'll shrink them down a bit, actually. The horns have always been a difficult thing. The face has gotten a little bit... A lot of things have gotten better, and at least the arms and legs, you can tell they're arms and legs. They don't look like some sort of weird octopus appendage. And yeah, I get it. It looks more anthro than it should, but at the same time, yeah. I mean, the other thing I could have done is having him run with the thing of dishes on his back as he's running in pony mode, but I'm kind of trying to also make sure I'm branching out to both bipedal as well as quadrupedal.
Quadruped. That's fair enough.
I know what I said. They're two massively different beasts.
Yes, they are.
Easy on him, Paul. He's drinking tonight.
Yeah. And we also got Toa that did his entry.
I did a more scene thing.
Yeah, but what are we seeing?
Well, there's clearly dishes, there's me, and there's Rain.
Hi.
It looks like a bit like snow.
Well, yeah, that was an interesting downpour of rain. Honestly, I wasn't sure if that was rain or not because he got like two brushes there that look like closed eyes, and then he got something that I would akin to a nose. It's like the god of rain has come. I give you my cups and saucers as tribute. Please do not flood my house.
Man, I got picked a great night to be here. I keep getting talked to.
And I forgot to move a layer on top of the darker gray, but
Oh, is that why we got the eye thing going on? The layers are off.
Yeah, because there was a lighter gray above it.
Okay. That still doesn't explain what this thing is. The single line
Meant
going
to be
down.
lightning bolt.
It's too curvy.
It's the same color as the clouds too.
Yeah.
A lightning bolt would have worked better if you had even a slightly off color, just to. And yeah, curvy. Yeah. Lightning is usually known for being straight and crackled.
Yeah.
Though I gotta admit,
That's not clouds. That's just meant to mean heavy rain, because heavy rain do look like that from time to time.
so is Toa just out there shouting, "Sean!
Ah!
Sean!"
Remember,
he's not
I
fine.
do a
No,
lot
no.
of this with the prompt in mind, but sometimes it's just like, okay, let's have some fun with this, because I like having interpretations.
Sean!
Yeah, he's got to find a dead body and meet a Taylor from the television dimension.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, so those are, we also did get one other thing, but I don't exactly know what Chaos Sakai was going with this, so if anybody can suggest on this one, I would like your thoughts, because I am lost.
Is this Halloween costume ideas?
Maybe?
Okay, so I definitely am going with, like, characters, because...
Is this for the next the fighting game?
I would say so, but also it's one of those things of, why is Cole Deadpool? Cole, are you a quippy fourth wall breaker?
Yeah.
My brain is made of pudding.
Yeah, well, actually, he would be a perfect Deadpool, but I don't see Suki as a Dio at all. My AI... Whoa! Oh no, we're being AI voiced.
Oh no!
What?
Wait, who's Infinity?
Who's
I
Infinity?
think a character?
Infinity's probably the bad guy
Or
that they're dealing with.
Is this for the fighting series?
This has got to be the fighting series.
If that's the case, then yeah, it makes sense because Infinity might
So you're gonna
be second Toa.
So are you going on to Fortnite to have Vader voice, or you're gonna have Vader talking about like skibbity toilets and doing horrible swear slurs and things like that?
I was gonna say cursing people out, saying
pretty much,
atrocious things about different things.
Yeah.
And
Having notes is a good for that.
I saw one where he was
Otherwise, you
calling
end up-
people mommy.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten weird. It got really, really weird, I'm not gonna lie. So, Suki, apparently you're Dio now. You're gonna be voiced by Dio. The Waddle
Coldust is Deadpool? Is that anything different than just Ryan Reynolds?
Probably not. It's probably the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. I doubt they're gonna be pulling from, like, the Spider-Man Deadpool or anything else like that. Oh, you know what'd be funny? No, you know what'd be funny as hell if Coldust was actually voiced to sound like Kane from the Digital Circus.
You know, you could actually get Alan Roche to probably do that just for the lulz.
You know, he probably would. That'd be beautiful. Imagine all of these weird AI voices, and then suddenly you get a perfectly voice-acted Coldust.
So, you want to know the funniest thing about this?
What's that?
At least 2 of the characters on here were voiced by the same person.
Yeah, I never knew Walter White could do such an amazing Luna.
For those that don't know, Terry McGinnis's VA also voiced a version of Deadpool.
Actually, which Batman am I gonna be? That's what I'm wondering. God, I want it.
The Dark Knight.
No, go for the most.
Brave and the Bold. Or
I would like Brave.
series.
Personally, I think Brave and the Bold. I think Brave and the Bold would be awesome, but I would like to go just for the overdone one that everybody does. So, where's the ball? Just like
no.
You are the best animated.
Oh, Kevin Conroy. Oh yeah, Kevin Conroy is a really good one. Yeah.
No, I was hoping you're gonna be Adam West.
Oh, Adam West would have been so good. Some days you just can't get rid of a pony.
By the way, I have had someone actually tell me, out of all the Batman, the Adam West Batman is the Batman that everyone thinks of that would win fights. Because he runs on cartoon logic.
Well, technically, Brave and the Bold kind of did. But
Yeah.
Fair enough. I can see that. So, I still think that the most amazing thing is Toakoi is being voiced by Anakin. The whiniest, most sad Jedi in the world.
It's all about the sand.
I love sand. Sand is my favorite plaything.
Yeah, but it makes him a mutant
if I could-
against everything.
Which point of Anakin? Teen Anakin, Kid Anakin, or from the animated series?
Yes.
Oh,
Get them all together. Put them all together. You just get this kid that sounds a little too teenish. Like, sorry.
Well, I thought that for the Clone Wars series, it was a different voice actor.
Yeah, it absolutely
live
was.
action.
They would not.
It was.
They would not pay him to voice the entire cartoon series. No.
No.
But also, here's the funnest bit of all. I would have said, no, get Alan Tudyk. That way I can have K2SO.
Alright, I just want to ask real fast just to get this cleared up and out of the way. With Lumi as Sakura, what Sakura are you referring to exactly?
Is it from Naruto or the Sakura?
Oh, another one. Hold on.
No,
Let's look.
Sakura is like such a common name. It could be card captors, for all we know.
Yeah,
Sakura is such a common name. That's why I'm curious which Sakura he's referring to. And along with that, Nami. I'm actually Nami. If it's One Piece
Nami, I'm pretty sure that's One Piece.
which One Piece?
Yeah.
We have 3 different Nami One Pieces at this
Oh,
point.
no,
English.
Wait, what? Why?
3 English Namis.
Why?
Naruto. I don't know why the Sakura Naruto, but no, the Nami. We have the 4 Kids Nami, the one with the pirate rap opening. You have the Nami that is currently being dubbed now in English, and you have the Nami that is from the live action that's on Netflix.
Nobody wants live action.
But you also have the Japanese Nami, which would be hilarious if you actually used a Japanese person. So they're actually just in Japanese. It's a Japanese voices, but it's.
Also, CMC, you forget the One Piece Netflix is actually the one that people like.
They actually did a decent job of it. It's
All right,
really
that is
surprising.
the only live action Netflix thing that came out good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. I mean, so far, either the other ones you've never heard of or are so bad that they've been panned forever. Cowboy
Death
Bebop.
Note.
Cowboy Bebop and
And Death
Dragon
Note.
Ball.
Did they do Dragon Ball?
No, Dragon Ball was completely different. You're
It was
thinking
the
Death
movie.
Note.
Was
Okay.
which group did the Dragon Ball then?
That was
I
a
think
that was
it
a
would
mo-
have
Been the original TV.
no,
It
no,
would
no,
have
no,
been
no,
the
no, no,
later
no,
one.
I can't.
Evolution.
It was no. The evolution was done by a movie studio. I can't remember which, but it was well before Netflix was even a thing. Or I think Netflix was
Oh.
actually still DVDs in your mailbox.
No, I
So,
thought that-
guys, I just realized Infinity, that's the Taraga that I talked to.
Right. But still, yeah.
But
I think-
okay. But I will. Okay, I always have to say this. No matter how terrible everything about the Netflix Death Note was, they got one thing incredibly right. That was Willem
Willem
Dafoe.
Dafoe?
Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah, true.
There's always a silver lining to the turd.
Actually, I think that's the weird thing to every weird anime, real life anime that they make on Netflix. Even if they botch, they always get something right, but it's not the good. It's not the best part of it. It's just one thing. Like the Cowboy Bebop, the one thing they somehow got right was right at the end with whoever was I forgot her name now. All of a sudden, the hacker.
Ed.
Ed. They got Ed's character at spot on, which, considering they botched everybody else's character, was like grating cheese. It was terrible, but she was spot on.
Yeah, and that kind of annoyed people.
Of course, it annoyed people because they got everything else wrong. When you literally throw away everything that the characters were, but you bring one character back exactly as they would be, that's messed up. Anyway, we obviously went way off rails here, so let's go ahead and move on. This is the kind of stuff we need
off
to...
rails on the crazy train here.
But yeah, a couple of other things that we did have pop out here. Deathlight's unfortunately not here to talk about this. But we had an awesome little rendition of his zebra character that was done.
Nice.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, really sweet and awesome stuff there. And another thing, and some of you might be wondering, well, why in the world did I only spend a few hours during the circuit? Well, I was also pushing the envelope on my skills with this. A sleeping rainbow dash.
PP dash.
This one took several hours. But yeah, the face, the positioning, making sure that the table... I was practicing shadowing on this one, which I may have overdone it a little bit, I admit. Well, I overdid it in some extent. I think I did really, really well in regards to the latent shadow into the initial shadows from the first body parts. And the darker shadows I kind of got right in some cases, but in other cases I didn't. I did not blur there at all. That is completely messed up. The hair, yeah, I kind of got the hair slightly off. I really could have curved that better. Made that look a little bit better there. Actually, I think I did a lot better with the hair on the tail than I did with the head. To an extent, kind of. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was practicing a lot of more of positioning, shading, things like that, trying to get more detail and action moving with the characters. Trying to get them to look like characters, I guess would be the best way to put it.
Existing in a 3D space.
Existing in a 3D space and actually looking like they would actually be there instead of just some sort of randomly colored cell shade that you would find on somebody's mother's refrigerator. Yep, I'm basically trying to graduate myself. So yeah, I still got a lot to learn in regards to how shading actually works, but I at least got the general idea of how to shade down, which is good at least. So now it's actually getting down to making the shades look appropriate for where the light is supposed to be and how they should reflect on the character. So a lot of work ready to go on that. But yeah, that was the big thing I was working on. And with that out of the way, it is time to go to our picker wheel. That's right.
Woo.
So it's time to pull our random choice, our random chance, and our random opportunity. This is our picker wheel that we use for our challenges of the week. Everybody is allowed one entry. Any entry that they want, you are allowed as long as it's PG-13. Please keep it civil. But you are allowed to put in whatever you want as a prompt. And just a reminder that anybody and everybody is welcome to participate. The only thing that we ask is to be creative in whatever way you want to be creative. Art, music, stories, poems, interpretive dancing, clay models, burning a bunch of toys and calling it art, however you want to do it. Suki, he wanted Suki to be Frankie from One Piece. Oh, the same English voice actor for Frankie does Dio. I see.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but I have to double down. We need Rain again in here.
Rain? Okay. We got Rain in here again.
Well, it was technically a protest one, not the actual one.
That's why I didn't say no. I'm not saying no.
I mean, it is a slim chance that it picks it, but...
Yeah, and the more entries we get, the slimmer it gets.
So I'm not worried. I just thought it'd be funny to say, hey, there's a chance it could be 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, you never know.
So, reminder: everybody gets one prompt. We're waiting out for anybody else who wants to jump in. We got 5 entries so far. So it's good opportunities for those who have already entered, but there's also good opportunities if you enter now too.
You know what? Fuck it.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
We're in for it.
Yeah.
This is all your fault.
Chaos Sakai. Oh wow, Chaos Sakai's got a really specific one. When you first find out what your
no.
favorite song is actually about.
Ooh.
Oh, that is such a prompt. Toa is an Orbot from Vectorman. Oh my! Oh, Ponyman64. I love and hate you at the same time.
Yes!
Circuit, you missed Suki's in the chat there, just above Chaos.
Oh right, yeah. When you find, yeah, I thought I saw a pop up there, and then yeah, Chaos Sakai jumped in. When you try to hack the planet, but all you get is the English channel. Oh, I can just imagine it. Okay, I got through the firewalls. I bypassed the security ops. I've gone through the port, and I'm in. Hello, are you being served? No, I got the are you being served station.
I was thinking the actual body of water because you're hacking the planet.
Oh, the actual, but all you get is the English channel. I'm in. Just something like gushing of water into your face. I love it.
I rain on your parade.
Oh, the actual rain on the
Just
parade.
drain the English channel. I'm sure it'll all be good.
It'll be fine. They got plenty of water, right?
Nope. Denied.
No, please, no! Oh, I don't know which is. Oh.
Yeah. Destiny. Destiny.
He said it was a slim chance, and somehow he pulled it off. So, apparently, next week's challenge officially is rain. So, do we want the protest challenge to be forgetting the dishes just for giggles, or what do we got for a protest?
Or are we
challenge?
going with what Cole stated earlier
this
night?
Oh yeah, he did say something. Well, I guess it's up to Coal Dust.
I forgot what I stated earlier. What was it?
It was laying on the floor.
That's right.
something like
You know
that.
what? Yeah, that's good. Let's go. The only other idea I had was dress.
Dresses are nice.
You know,
Dresses are nice.
Remember, even though it says rain, that's it. That's open for interpretation.
It really is. It really
I
is.
do like laying on the floor though.
I don't know, laying on the floor in rain, I'm just imagining somebody just laying there while rain is out pelting outside their window, just kind of in that zen moment. And you're listening to that 80s song and you realize, oh, wait a minute. This is about driving a school bus into the school.
Oh.
There was a person who I worked with who told me that they liked rainy days because their mom would take them.
No,
to,
no,
like,
no,
the
no! Why, computer? Why?
Yeah, more rain.
Oh, perfect.
Dang it, computer!
It was meant to be.
Anyway,
Anyways,
you
they
were
said that-
saying?
They said
was
that
fated.
their mom would take them to a parking lot to like lay there and watch the rain, which is bizarre, but also kind of pretty, I guess.
It definitely has its mix. I can see it being I could kind of see it being that weird wholesome thing that you just have that moment. Because I actually remember jumping into my dad's truck on rainy days just to watch the rain on the windshield in the small truck. And then trying to ignore the fact that I'm pretty sure there was a porn magazine stashed in the glove compartment.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I will say I do really like rainy days personally. It is like one of my favorite vibes is just a nice lightly rainy day. Not heavy. Don't like heavy rain. That makes me think of the floods.
You're not gonna like heavy
I
rain.
just had a really weird memory unlock there. You know, one of those things where your mind is just wandering for a moment and just suddenly like, oh yeah.
I remember where the keys are.
I remember where the keys are now. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to describe. You're just not. You're not really thinking about. You just suddenly you just have a core memory unlocking. Like, oh, wow! I was really screwed up, wasn't it? Or, oh yeah, we did
Oh
have that
God,
weird trick.
Barney was a dinosaur.
Damn an asshole.
Actually, sometimes that is one of them. That is one of them. Just like, oh, I am an asshole.